And I like to think that in each lecture hall, he had some sort of monumental um, history piece of dragonkind. It was kind of it was a way of just monumentalizing. I mean, of course, the historian he was. He had a way of writing down the things that have happened so that we can have it for further archive. But this one is the only one that seems to be incomplete. And
Hmm.
there's this wall here, empty, unlike the walls that are upstairs that have murals on them. I like to believe that maybe whatever solving this puzzle would add that last piece of history that we can make sure that it gets archived correctly.
Okay. But yeah, let me see the books you have.
Okay. And he begins to he walks over to I guess like this shelf right here, with some of these books that are on top, and begins to kind of he's kind of handing you books and books one after another. A lot of the books are just kind of um, while they're written in dragon in Draconic. A
Mm.
lot of the books he's providing you are rather random. I mean, obviously he doesn't speak the language. He's just picking out the books that are Draconic. But like some of them are like cookbooks. Some of them are like adventure, like guides to speaking Elvish and like dictionaries and everything. And like none of it really like makes sense, or none of it's like kind of sensical in that. And he's like, well, these are at least the Draconic books that I've been looking at. I don't know if any of these mean anything to you, because you can
Okay.
speak it, but perhaps you could look at the murals upstairs, and maybe that could add some clues, or you could at least get the context that I'm operating on it, and I kind of see from there.
Yeah. I'm gonna separate the books into ones that feel like they're meaningful.
Mhm.
So like I'm gonna pocket the cookbook. Um
Yeah, just
if
in
it's
case.
made if it's in Draconic, maybe maybe it'll is Toll eat? I don't know, but we'll find out. So I'm gonna try to cook
Yeah.
something from the book to make him feel at home. Um okay, so I'm gonna separate those and kind of like label them so that they're not wasting their time trying to figure out what those are.
And you see, like,
Um,
as you're writing kind of what these are, is he kind of like is shaking his head. He's like, ah, how could I have known that? Like, he's kind of he's upset that some of the books that he pulled out that he thought were valuable ended up being just kind of meaningless books, as you're doing it.
okay, well, no one expects you to speak Draconic, just as no one would expect me to speak Goblin. So I feel like, you're good. No harm in not knowing.
And he kind of chuckles and
Um,
goes, "Well, if you were following a goblin god, then perhaps you'd be expected to at least know a little bit. But it's neither here nor there. I thank you so much for your help.
and then I'm gonna head to the murals that he was talking about.
Perfect. So you are able to use this set of stairs right here. It's like a spiral staircase that goes up into
Oh,
the
okay.
higher part of the lecture hall. Now, if we are going to, I built it a little, I built the map a little bit different this time because the rest of the floors are right here. That way, I'm not panning between
Oh,
all the different
nice. Yeah.
different. Um, Not to mention, I joined so I use a website called Dungeon Scrawl to make all of these. Uh, no sponsor, but I went onto their Discord, like their official Discord, and so I started like looking at like how other people are making maps, and it was actually pretty interesting. But so if we are now bing right here, um, and oh shoot. Hagon is going to follow you. Kygon is going to follow you up here, up into the main lecture hall. Now I moved Toll, but then Toll moved back. I don't know if you want Toll to stay
Oh,
there, or if that was a mistake
um,
on my part.
no, it wasn't a mistake on your part. I assumed that as soon as Toll saw the shiny looking egg that I would assume is
Right. He's
a dragon egg,
he's
he's
infatuated with it.
he's yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. So if we now move up to here and we see the last one, if you notice that the goblins' name are Snick, Snack, and Tattywhack,
Oh my
we
god.
now we're now up here in the main portion of the lecture hall, and here it's almost it could be almost mistaken as like a church with a podium up at the top with pews kind of filling the rest of the area. All these black circles are pillars that lead up to kind of a set of wooden rafters up above with high vaulted ceilings. And on all three walls, on I get to my bit of ping here, on this wall, on this entire wall, on this entire wall, and this entire wall, there are three different murals that depict just large um, very detailed kind of paintings and just it's kind of as if it's a mixture of a if I add context that doesn't make sense in the world, but I hope it makes sense to you. It's like a Renaissance painting mixed with a cave painting where the art style is very artistic and very detailed, but as you kind of look as your eyes go from right to left, it tells a story and it kind of is a comprehensive scene of events that kind of so like the characters appear in multiple spots across the wall to depict kind of movement and time flying and time passing. And so at this point, Kaigon is looking and goes, "Well, these are the murals, and you know they while comprehensive in their story, I can't help but seem to think that something's missing. And I'm hoping that I can, if I could crack this secret down in the basement, I could really fill a gap in the archaeology of dragonkind. And so I can't help but think that Trovalon would want this to be discovered by someone, if it wasn't by him. And with him being missing for quite some time, perhaps it's the time that we need to be finding this secret. And so I'm really hoping that you could help us out. Let me know if you need any assistance with the paintings.
I'm gonna look at the murals. What story is this I'm sharing?
Yes. So which one are you wanting to start with? If we're looking at top down, the left hand side, the one in the back, or the right hand side?
The one closest to me.
Okay. So that mural, once I pull this up, this mural depicts a red dragon sitting proudly on top of a throne that's kind of built on top of a reddish crimson kingdom below him, with all of the chromatic dragons bowing at the very base. And so we have the white, blue, green, and black. Those are the other four. Those dragons are bowing at the base of this kingdom with the red dragon proudly on top. And ultimately there's kind of a shield around the entire kind of picture depicting unity and with a kind of a peaceful landscape around, kind of filling in the corners.
Oh, I'm gonna turn to Kaigon. I'm like, are you sure you want to know, like, from personal experience, dragons are not one that you want to have a relationship with? Are you sure you want to know what this story or what these eggs will lead to?
And he kind of looks and he goes, "Well, I mean, I do know the dangers of dragons, but these I like to find allies in metallic dragons. They seem to be a little more even-tempered. These chromatic dragons, however, are definitely something that I'm curious about. I do wish to know the story if it can help." At least defend the metallic dragons to some sort. If we know kind of the history of the chromatic dragons, perhaps it can better warn the rest of the archipelago in case anything were like this were to happen on a large scale. And he kind of backs up a little bit and begins to kind of take the mural in, and you can tell that there's a deep appreciation for the art and the story behind it. And he kind of goes, "Well, as far as I understand, this is the story of the Crimson King's rise to tyranny. It seems that this depicts him shortly after building the Crimson Kingdom, when he had a united Wild Cliffs behind him, where all the chromatic dragons felt loyalty to, had their fealty to the king. While I'm unsure whether or not this is Threshnox or his father, ultimately I do know that this does depict the Crimson King, which worries me so."
I'm gonna look at the other one.
Okay. The one in the very back shows a red dragon standing at the end of a drawbridge. At the other side is a humble human cloaked in black clothing. The human is pale, skinny, and sickly, and she holds an empty plate before the dragon. And she kneels before him, similar to how the dragons were kneeling before for the red dragon. And um, they're kind of, that's one half of it. The other half is the dragon escorting the cloaked figure into the kingdom and to the banquet hall where there's a large feast prepared for the cloaked individual.
Hmm. You said there's 4 murals, or just the 2?
There are 3 murals up here.
3 murals. What's the third one?
The third one, so ultimately in this photo, in this mural, the cloaked human is eating a loaf of bread while pointing towards a fireplace that's in the banquet hall. The red dragon watches as there are images inscribed in the flames of the fire. And in the flames, there are 2 rainbow-colored dragons circling above the Red Kingdom. That is very similar to the one depicted in the very first mural. And around the 2 rainbow dragons are meteors and hellfire, armies of people, all kind of swarming towards the kingdom. And in this one, there actually is writing in Draconic at the base of the mural.
I want to read it.
It says, "Dragons of all colors will rise up and steal the throne of dragons from the mortal plane. Every seat will crumble and every tower will reduce to rubble."
Hmm. I'm gonna tell that to Kaigon.
And and Kaigon nods and everything, and he kind of contemplates with it. He goes, "It's led to believe by some scholars that this cloaked individual shares a lot of details with the scries. Anciently, before the archipelago split and it was all one island of Alutoa, there was a group of people who subscribed to the god Zakuta Scry. Zakuta Scry was the goddess of all magic, and these scries were women who were able to channel magic, and this was back when magic was reserved only for the scries. Her this woman, this clothed person shares a lot of similarities with the scries, and some scholars believe that this is some sort of oracle or some sort of person who still had access to pure magic straight from the gods. We're led to believe that whatever she's pointing to in this fire is some sort of prophecy.
Can do I like know this prophecy? Like, have I like is this a familiar story to me?
Do a history check.
Okay. All right, let's see. All right, come on, baby. That's a 16.
16. Your history with dragons starts around when your father ended up getting pardoned as a patron. So your history kind of closely with dragons isn't necessarily one of a studious nature, but kind of what as a leechy parasite. Like you didn't really like to think about dragons, you didn't really like to talk about dragons. But in the book that was given to you by Dita Lark, the Rise of the Crimson King, there was mention that the Crimson King subscribed to oracles or to people who could potentially like predict the future. And so while this prophecy is strangely missing from that book, you do know that it is the Crimson King's MO to subscribe to kind of mystic fortune telling.
And so this painting is, and the words, it's explaining how the scry is like telling this red dragon that there'll come a day where all of the different dragons will come together to dethrone this dragon.
That is what I mean. In this situation, I will not explain much further what the murals are, only because this prophecy is highly speculated amongst scholars. There are many different interpretations of the prophecy, and so there's no clear answer on what the prophecy means.
Can you reread it to me?
Yes. Dragons of all colors will rise up and steal the throne of dragons from the mortal plane. Every seat will crumble and every tower will reduce to rubble.
All right, if you wanna send that to me in the Discord
Oh,
chat,
yeah,
so
yeah. I got you.
if I
That way you
can
can.
have it. Records of all
Let me see if I can do this
colors.
without destroying the stream.
Oh shoot! So and we could do it later
No, no,
as
no. I'm gonna
well.
do it on my phone. That way. There you go. Ta-da! Okay, so I've sent that to you.
Nice. All right, let me. We'll look at it again. Where does it go? Where's this? The dragon of all colors, and whoever, either Regibol or Threshnox, whoever this dragon is depicting, is a red dragon, which is a color. Steal the throne of dragons from the mortal plane. Saigon, what do you think that prophecy means?
He kind of sits back and you see him kind of at this point. Let's adjust the map here, just so I can better story tell. At this point, he is over here and he kind of sits down at a pew right there, while he looks at this mural here. And I like to believe that you're kind of right there.
Yeah.
And he kind of sits down and he goes, "If I'm being honest, I'm unsure. I don't know whether or not the rainbow." The technicolor of the pattern of dragon is supposed to be meant literally, symbolically, or what? I mean, dragons of all colors, that could mean potentially that individual dragons of all colors, like green, white, black, would all rise up against the throne of dragons. But why would all of the dragons rise up against their leader, unless ultimately the Crimson King had done something? But also, dragon of all colors, maybe it's one dragon that has all of the colors, that ends up rising up. Maybe it's not a group effort of the chromatics, but instead an alien of the group. And so I'm unsure.
Well, I feel like regardless, I don't know. I think it'd be better safe than sorry to take it as a warning, because who knows? Like, it seems like a threat upon the mortal realm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think just be careful, Kaigon. Then I'm gonna look to see if there's anything I can write with and write down what that says, so I can give it to him. He can keep it.
Yeah. As you're looking around, there seems to be that lectern over where Taddywhack is, with an open book and some writing utensils nearby, that you could potentially use.
Okay, I'm gonna go over
Perfect.
and write it,
Okay.
and then hand it over to Kaigon and be like, maybe think on it, and then I'm sure maybe we'll cross paths, and we could share notes or something.
And he looks and goes, "No, definitely. I really appreciate it, and I really hope that we can kind of figure out whatever this means." And he kind of walks over to you, and he begins to kind of look at the lectern, like kind of like look around the building, and he's like, "Well," and at this point, Taddywhack is kind of just has his eyes kind of at the raptor a little bit, and he's been silent, kind of watching you guys, but he's listening for something. He seems to kind of just every time a little like bump or noise that the building makes, settling, he kind of reacts to it. Kaigon notices this. He goes, "Well, I mean, we haven't really been able to stay up here. The cellar's safer, and Taddywhack has been doing his best to clear the rest of the building. That way we can continue to explore, because with it being abandoned for so long, vermin and other animals have moved in and caused us problems. And so, with all this going on, it's nice to be able to view the murals again. It's been a couple of days since I've been up here, and let's hope that we can find something." And he's like, "Well, I mean, I'm gonna go back down to the cellar and see if I can put some things together with my notes. You stay up here as long as you need and see if anything else catches your eye."
Okay. Thank you, Kaigon. I hope you
Kaigon.
find the answers you need.
Perfect. and Qui-Gon leaves down the spiral staircase. And Tattywhack kind of turns to you and goes, "You subscribe to all of this nonsense?"
Um, let's just say I don't really have a relationship with dragons that Qui-Gon has. In all honesty, I feel like this should all just we shouldn't really be putting our efforts into figuring out what the dragons want and believe.
He kind of nods, and he's like, "Well, makes sense to me." He kind of and he hears kind of like some sort of like scurrying up in the rafters, and he looks up and goes, "Keep hearing something heavy walking around here, but I can't seem to find it." And he kind of is like looking around, and he then looks down at the lectern, and he kind of is staring at this open book in front of him. He goes, "All this studying and reading is making my head hurt, and I specialize in making heads hurt, not burying my nose in some ancient secrets." And he's kind of just like looking around, and he's like, "Kind of, you speak Draconic?"
I do.
And he kind of like smears, like kind of sneers and everything. And he kind of points to the book and goes, "What is this book about?"
It's really it's just a sex book.
It's the Kama Sutra, don't you know?
It's just different positions interracially.
Well, if you want to make an investigation check, you can see what the book actually says.
Is that hard to read? Is it an old one? Let's see.
It's older.
That's a 16.
A 16, perfect. You kind of walk around the other side of the lectern and begin to and see what Paddywhack is looking at. I thought I could get through without laughing every time I said Paddywhack. But you can see kind of you lift up the book and see what the title says. The title says Draconic Bloodline, an observation of dragon generations. And you're able to just kind of pick out a passage just right where the book is open to. And it mentions something along the lines of each dragon, while lacking a clear and determined sex, will have one child per generation, except for one dragon of the colors who will have a pair of twins each generation. But ultimately, each dragon only has one child, though dragonborn are said to be men anciently who have washed themselves in the blood of a slain dragon. It's a sort of draconic curse to be cursed with the very flesh that you destroyed. And so that's kind of where the dragonborn come from. They're not necessarily children per se of the dragons, but they share the features. It's led to believe to be some sort of ancient curse from the common ancestor who killed dragons in the past, as a kind of a way of deterring further slaying of dragons.
Okay.
And
so it's like humans who are descendants or have killed dragons. It's talking about them, not necessarily the dragons who are giving birth to these people.
So dragons are not giving birth to dragonborns. They give birth to one pure dragon per generation. But but people suspect that the dragonborn people come from a line of common ancestors who slayed a dragon and bathed in the blood of their prey.
Okay. All right. And it's an ancestry book. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, it does give a brief kind of explanation about kind of the importance of the generations. It gives a list of the current the list of the current known dragons, as well as their kin, like who was above them.
I'm gonna look for Trident, see if it's in alphabetical order or something.
Okay. Give me a second while I pull this up. You are able to find Trident's name. And Trident. 1 second, I thought I had pulled up. You are able to find Trident's name listed as Trident, Hin of Aquas.
Aquas. I'm gonna go to Threshnot.
You also are able to find Threshnot. Threshnok's kin of Regabald.
Well,
And
of
then kind
course.
of in comment in parentheses, the Crimson King. And along the
Oh,
way,
I
you're
gotta.
also seeing other lists of dragons and people as well. Is there someone? Sorry, I cut you off. What are you looking for?
I was gonna see about Aqueous.
Okay. You
Aqueous.
you're able to kind of pan through the pages to where you find Aqua's kin of. I'll be honest, I don't. There is no. It
Okay.
just says Aquas. There's no
No.
known who they're kin of, but it is Aquas, and it kind of describes who Aquas was and their their passing.
How did Aqueous pass?
Aquas was one of the few that showed rivalry to when Regabald was trying to unite the Wild Cliffs and was slain by Regabald in a effort for Aquas to preserve his kind of territory. He was slain,
Mm,
not before um, laying an egg and stashing him.
interesting. All right. Well, I'm gonna tell Paddywhack that it is indeed a sex book.
Okay. This place just seems to be full of sex books. And and he's like, because there's one in the office over there, and I just don't know what to do with it. But as you are looking at this, at the book on the lectern, you notice with your 16 of investigation, you notice that below, kind of where where the pedestal is for the book, there seems to be kind of a it's not there's no handle to the door, but it's propped open just a little bit that you can tell that there is a door underneath the lectern.
Um, I'm gonna hand the book off to Paddywhack. So I'm like, here, hold this for a sec.
And the book is much
And
bigger in his arms as he kind of grabs it and goes, "Oh, okay."
and he said there's a I'm trying to picture this. It's like a door within because I'm standing. I assumed it's like a what's the word? Like a pulpit.
Yeah, like a podium. So yeah, you're like
Yeah.
standing kind of behind the podium, and on the side of the podium that faces you, there's no door handle, but the kind of plank of wood that faces you is angled in a way where it kind of looks like it can open.
Oh, okay. So I really didn't need to hand the book off to him.
You just kind of
I
threw it
assumed
out.
it
I
was
mean, it's fine. He
uh,
starts panning through it looking for pictures.
I'm gonna either I'm gonna try to push it and see if it's a pull door.
You're gonna push it and see if it's a pole door.
That was just my way of saying I'm gonna
I
try to
figured.
open the door.
I was like, oh shoot, I don't know which way she. So you were able to kind of shimmy with it, and you end up kind of pulling the door towards you. And inside is a almost kind of like a velvet case, with another gold egg inside.
Oh, and you're telling me they didn't find this? All
They've
right.
they haven't had a chance to be up here too much.
The door was open. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to see if there's any. I want to see if before taking it, if I need to do some Indiana Jones
I see.
walking. So I want to see if I can see any traps.
Do an
Before.
investigation check for traps.
Alrighty. It's an 8.
You are not able to see any traps.
All right. There's no traps. So I'm gonna take it.
Excellent.
I'm gonna try to take the egg.
Okay. And you reach towards the egg and you begin to pull it off of the pedestal, and then it is in your hands.
That was good. Um,
And nothing
how
seems to click or whir around you. There's nothing activates.
how big is this egg in my
Um,
hands?
In your hands, it would be probably the size a little bit larger than an ostrich egg. Do you know how big an ostrich egg is?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Can you
it'd be a
imagine?
little. a little larger than an ostrich egg.
Can you imagine a little toll coming out of this big old egg?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's gold. Is it the same color?
Yes, it's the same color. It's a golden egg.
Well, Paddywhack, I think I just found our next egg. And then I'm gonna
And
head
he's still like looking
downstairs.
through, and he's like, there's no pictures in this book." He goes, like, "Oh, are we looking for those golden eggs?" Oh,
Yeah, I think that was the whole point. I think we are looking for these eggs. Just a heads up, you know.
oh. Well,
Um,
I guess I'll keep my eyes open.
yeah, if you wanna bring those books down, I'm gonna head downstairs, and maybe check around to see if there's other eggs.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. And he begins to kind of collect the books that are near the so there was one book on the lectern, and you said books. Are you wanting him to bring down more books that are around here?
I want him to go into the office
I get you. Okay.
and yeah, look to see if there are other eggs or anything,
All right, I'll
and
start heading.
bring those books. I think that he was talking about.
Definitely. So in that case, then he moves over there into the office, and you begin to go downstairs, and you're now in the basement.
I'm gonna hobble over to where Toll is because I think that's where the other groups are,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna put it in the others, one of the sockets.
Perfect. Okay. So I'll clarify here. The sockets are along the back wall. Are going to be along here.
Oh,
But
okay. So
Tygon had moved one of them over to the books while he was doing things, and now he's back over here, and he sees that you're holding another egg. He goes, "Oh, you were able to find one."
yeah, it was just under the podium. The door was open. Just kind of sitting there.
And he shakes his head. He's like, "That is embarrassing. Frankly, I'm too much of a scaredy cat to be up on that up in that room alone, and it looks like Tattywhack just fortunately has more has more muscle than the memory. So hopefully we can clear up any other obvious eggs here, and make sure we can find the rest of these. But I mean, you have another one. This is fantastic news.
Yeah, let's this. Let me see what it says.
All right, and do you plug it in?
Put it up in the socket.
Okay. The first one is added back into the wall, and as just a reminder, it says "Running Beast brings graveyard." The next one is plugged to the wall, and it has the 4 words "Falling Ruin Demon's Mirror."
I gotta say, Kaigan, these eggs don't seem to bring tidings of joy.
Kagan kind of nods and goes, "Well, I don't think a dragon would keep a happy story behind a lock."
So, fair point. This one says falling ruin demons. Oh, I put ruin twice.
Oh shoot! It's
Fall-
"Fallen Ruin Demon's Mirror."
Ruin. Here, okay. This one says falling ruin demon's mirror.
And he kind of shudders a little bit. And he's like, "It's never a good sign to hear the word demons, but well,
No.
hoping the other 2 eggs might be able to provide some extra clarity."
Yeah, dragons are one thing, demons are a whole other beast. Do, can you... This won't by chance open a door to hell, would it, Kaigon?
And he kind of like looks at you, kind of in shock. He goes, "Do you think it will open a door to hell?"
Well, I don't know. You're the cleric, it seems.
I'm not a cleric. Snick is the cleric. I'm the scientist. I'm the archaeologist. And he kind of calls over and he's like, "Snick, do you think it's gonna open up a door to hell?" And Snick is like, I will admit it never crossed my mind, but the way of demons and the devil and Kokomon are very fickle. Who knows where the doors to... If the doors to the mirror plane can be hidden in plain sight, I can't imagine the doors to the hell would be any worse.
Did you say Kokoma as in the big ol' squid-like water demon?
I mean, his form changes in the stories, but it's... I mean, if we're generalizing here, saying the god, the demon of pillaging and war, then yeah.
All right. Um,
And and you can hear Kaigon swallow. It's like, perhaps we can find two more eggs that have a more cheery tone.
maybe, yeah, yeah. Maybe, maybe the other two don't follow this same pattern that it seems to be with all things dragon and draconic. But yeah, let's hold out hope for that. Um, okay, and then has Tattywhack, well, I don't know if I could trust Tattywhack. Um, I'm gonna run back and see if he was
You
able to
zip.
find. Yeah.
You zipped around there. Alright, you are back upstairs with Paddywhack here. Oh, shoot. Who is in this office. Um, and in this office, there are a lot of bookshelves with a desk here and chairs, of course. You're taking a look at the same thing I am. And he is panning through the bookshelf, trying to find something.
Find anything interesting, Tattywhack?
And he kind of looks, he goes, "No, not yet. I'm trying to find that one book. There was a book here about something strange, but I don't think I can find it anymore." Any luck with the other egg? As he then begins to realize that, like, oh shoot, I had a job, and he's kind of tries to play it off. He's like, any luck?
Yeah, we're not quite sure if it will open up a door to hell or not, but we're hoping the other eggs will bring good news, but I doubt it. Um, you know, what book was it that you were looking for? Was it
It
another
was.
textbook?
You see his shoulder slump. He goes, "It was a book with pictures."
Oh, gotcha. Okay. um, I'm gonna look under the desk or something to see if there's a secret compartment. Like,
Do an investigation check.
Let's see. Let's try this one. That's a 14.
14. So you go around the other desk and you begin to kind of look underneath it. Nothing obviously shows some sort of like secret button or hidden compartment. You begin to check the different drawers and everything. Some of them are larger and might fit an egg. Ultimately, it's just nothing but papers, writing utensils, the regular clerical things. But in the kind of the main, like kind of the drawer that would be above the leg, if you're sitting there, you open it up and there is a silver letter opener. And there also is a letter that has been kind of opened using that letter opener, just kind of sitting there in the desk. And the letter reads, "Archibald, it is great to receive your letter, but I'm afraid I have similar news. Provolone has not been seen here in many months, and we have no choice but to rehash some of his previous lectures to our students. This has not been positive for our classes, as the number of students continue to diminish. Perhaps Trovolon has found what he seeks, and it will be any day now he comes back with the treasures from Chechenek's scriptorium. Good luck and happy teaching. Dugas, Professor of History."
All right, well, nothing cool here. I'm going to cast Frostbite on my hands so they look like big gauntlets, and then I'm going to try to smash the desk.
Damn. Out of raid?
Just to see if there's something in there. I don't know.
Roll a. I mean, roll to attack. Do a D20.
Roll through it.
Roll it. But this will be roll to. Actually, no, just do a strength check. Just do a strength. I'm looking for strength. Just do a strength check.
Okay.
So
It's a
embarrassing
12.
would it be if you missed on the roll to attack on a desk?
Right.
Um,
Does a
you
12 fit this desk?
Yeah, yes, it does. Yes, it does. So your fists are beginning to get covered in ice, and you slam your gauntlet down on the table, and the wood kind of cracks underneath your fists, and kind of reveals just the top portions of the drawers that you've already gone through. And it just looks like you've heard a very nice looking desk.
All right. Well, Tattywhack, there's nothing here. Good luck finding your book.
And he kind of looks and goes, "Oh, aha, I think I found it." And he grabs the spine and yanks it out. And as he yanks it out, a couple more books fall over to reveal, and something odd kind of is at the bookshelf. It almost seems like some of the books there are not actually books, but instead like almost like a box that just has the
Oh,
outline of book spines. And he pulled out the book and he shows it to you, and it's a book in Draconic, and it is labeled and it is called Dragon Anatomy by Limey the Bard.
Pliny the Bard. Well, Chatty, yeah, it looks like that's an anatomy book. Um, and if it's by a bard, I'm sure they go
Done their
quite
research.
thorough into into the body of the dragon. I'm gonna while he's looking at that, I'm gonna look at the box, like the other books or like boxes per se that you were saying.
Yeah. So as you're able to look at the bookshelf, um, there are a couple of other books kind of nearby, like Guillotine, The Demon Trapped in Heaven, or 30 Ways to Mold Cheese, and then in parentheses, 5 of Which Taste Good by Colby Jack. Um, there is
That's a
a crate that kind of seems to be engraved to look like they are books. But the crate is faced away from you, like the opening is towards the back of the bookshelf. Um, and it just kind of, it normally would blend in with the rest of the books rather than being dusty, but with the bookshelf being in kind of in tatters, it stands out like a sore thumb.
Can I like pull it? Pull it? You said the opening was on the other side.
Yeah, you slide the crate off of the bookshelf, and within the crate is another golden
Oh my hell.
egg. I mean, what can we say? Paddywhack's really good at finding these eggs.
Paddywhack, you did it. We found another egg.
Paddywhack, who's already like looking at the page, like, yeah, it was here the whole time. Now you're going downstairs, right?
Yeah, yeah. I better not find any. Well, I don't want your pants to be on the ground when I come back up.
Like, what? I'll just be in here. In here.
I'm gonna head down.
And you leave Paddywhack to do his business. And we are back at the wall. Nick is now a little bit closer here and is now very interested in the wall because of the conversation that you had earlier. And Snack is still just preparing some soup, sitting in the bed.
Oh, I found another egg.
And Qui-Gon kind of is now a little is less excited about this egg. He goes, well, I mean, we can put it in. We can put it in the wall. We could definitely try.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the wall.
And this one illuminates with the words Chrome, Digging, Goblin, Hire.
Oh, digging goblin Kyer. Hey, this one's talking about you guys. This one
And-
says.
And Qui-Gon is like, I don't know if that's a good thing. But, you know, maybe.
This was this chrome digging goblin Kyer. Do you think maybe you got to go to Kyer? I'm going to Kyer.
Oh, really? That's odd that we would meet. Under the circumstances. And it kind of begins to kind of look at all three eggs now and goes, "What does it mean? I mean, so many words and so many meanings of these words, and especially combinations. Yeah, I'm still unclear on exactly what this means."
So we're missing one egg. Did you guys really check the cellar for an egg? Like, how good did you guys check?
And Qui-Gon nods. He goes, "No, the cellar we did thoroughly check. Taddywhack was not involved."
Oh, Teddy Rock was not involved. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and take a gander one last time. But then I'm gonna be headed off to Kyer, and who knows, maybe the last egg could be there.
Uh-huh.
All right. Cole is just loving all these eggs that I'm bringing.
Yeah, Tola's just having a blast with these golden eggs.
That he thinks I'm literally bringing for him. Okay.
And at this point, the office door is closed.
Oh God. There's a sock on the door.
But as you are up here, you hear that same scurrying noise up in the rafters that Taddywhack was kind of mentioning before and had been paying attention to, and to kind of it sounds like something's up above you.
Like up on the rafters or up on the roof?
Up on the rafters.
If I look up, do I see anything?
I mean, you do have dark vision, so I can't say that you don't see anything in the dark. But you do notice that there is a spiral staircase next to the one that you are using, right here, that leads up into a set of wooden, kind of planks that run from one side, from the front of the building to the back of the building. And there's lots of crates kind of up there. As you notice, there's lots of crates and barrels, and dust has been like recently kicked up.
I'm gonna cast jump on myself and jump on up there instead of using the staircase.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, why would I even put a staircase in this map? I mean, you can just jump everywhere. All right, we are going to move over to the last portion of the map. One moment. So do you have a particular place that you want to have jumped up to?
Yeah, let's see. I'm here. Like right here.
Yes. So if I clarify some details, you're very close. These are the places that you want to be. So the
Oh,
white,
sorry.
cream, the gray is supposed to be like the floor below.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I'll jump right here.
Excellent. And I'll be completely honest with you. Do you know how badly I wanted to add a mimic into here? But I was like, I don't want to add. I have such a hard time because mimics were created for the sole purpose of punishing players who looted first before doing anything else. But the fact is, I want you to loot, and so by having, but like, especially when I've had the conversation of like, you should be looting, and I have things prepared, and the first thing you do, and it's like a mimic, that'd be like just absolutely terrible. And so I wanted you to know that I did plan on putting a mimic up here, but I decided against it because I I don't have the guts to do a mimic, especially with that boat mimic that you sent me. I was like, damn, that looks so
Oh
cool,
my heck. I
but
know. I
I
was like
don't have the
second
courage.
guessing. Like
Okay,
I sent that to you and I was like, ooh, should I? Should I really?
it's always a danger to send things from social media to your DM. Oh, okay. So you're up here now, and you
Mhm.
begin to hear as you kind of land here, more scurrying is heard around you, and kind of where when you land on the rafters, dust is picked up, kind of almost in the entire rafters area, making it a little harder to see as you're going around. So it's very dusty up here.
Am I able to see like tracks in the dust? Because you said something was scurrying. Can I see like
Do a survival check. See if you can track the animal. You can't just make you do
Nice.
investigation checks this whole time.
So it's an animal instead. Let's see.
Oh, dang it, I gave it away.
That is an 18.
18, okay. You begin to kind of look at the dust that's on the rafters, and you recognize the prints immediately because this is something that you're very familiar with. This is a rat. These are rats up here. Not to mention a very large rat. And you're able to kind of follow the prints, and you realize that there's a giant rat not too far away from you, over in next to those crates and everything, kind of digging through some of these crates for anything of value to the rat.
This is bringing me flashbacks to our
Gonna
very
tell what
first.
we're in. I was
our very
tempted. I was
first
tempted to do
game.
the were rat. I was like, no, I won't hit him with that again.
Okay. Did I by chance okay, there's a giant rat over there. I want to find its nest. Like where it's like, because you say it's looking for stuff. I would assume that it's bringing stuff to its nest. So I want to see if I could find a way. I could see where the tracks lead to see like where it stays a lot, if that makes sense.
you could follow. So you identified the tracks and kind of followed them in the direction they were going. You could definitely follow them in the direction they've left, and then see if that
I
leads
want
you to something.
I want
So
to do
like you
that.
follow the footsteps this way, you could potentially see the footsteps this way, and
Okay.
you begin to kind of follow this trail. The trail leads all the way back here to. Oh, I wouldn't get that close.
Oh God.
um, you begin to see almost the floor is kind of moving and is liquid, and you realize that it is a swarm of rats that are hungrily feeding on the last thing that this giant rat has brought over to this little area. And even as you kind of get that close, some of them begin to kind of notice you, and you hear some hissing and some screeching as some of the swarms of rats are notice you and begin to kind of fend you off from the treasures that the rest of the swarm of rats is devouring at this time.
Oh
And the
my
giant rat
heck.
begins to come back after finding some moldy cheese.
Holy jeez. Oh my heck. Okay.
Are you stressed?
No,
'Cause I have a little bit
I'm
more
good.
for you. Now, if you're not stressed, then I have a little bit more for you. You begin to also, and you begin to realize just how kind of infested these rafters are, and what seemed to be part of the roof just moments before begins to kind of scurry and move, and two leathery wings kind of stretch out as sturges. There's two, seems to be two sturges that have taken residence up in the rafters. That normally things don't get this high, and they don't necessarily um, aren't necessarily prowling for kind of meat like this. But hearing something moving around the rafter that isn't just a rat, it begins to attract the attention of some sturges.
What the what the hell is a sturge? I'm trying to
Oh,
look. It
it's like
looks like a banshee thing.
it's a flying blood-sucking rat thing. So I mean, it's all rats up here. Just some have
Oh,
wings.
cool. Okay, this is what I want to do.
Hmm.
I'm gonna see. Dude, you said a liquefied, so I'm assuming, yeah, that's a huge pile of rats.
Yes.
There's a giant rat. I'm
Yes.
gonna jump down. I'm gonna jump off the
Like,
rafters.
I'm done. I don't need to be on these rafters. Okay. So you jump down to the
Which I would assume would align me like right here.
yeah, I'd like to believe so. Um, and yeah, well, while that kind of gets you out of the scope of the rats, these sturges are still interested, and technically they're like right here now. If we're kind of combining the maps here, and they swoop down at you, and I want you to roll initiative.
Oh, is it? Alright. Oh, that was a sucky roll. That's 7.
7. Heck yeah.
Mhm.
All right, and we start combat. So Sturge is gonna go first. Let's see here. They're gonna fly. Sturge A is gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Oh no, 40. They go 40. He can fly right there. And so pretty much Sturge A unlatches from the roof and begins to swoop down towards you, while Sturge B does the same. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Ooh, and I'm gonna say you're right here, just to give you a little, because I care about you. And then both Sturges begin to dive at you, meaning that you have some time to do something. What are you gonna do?
I want to cast lightning wave and
Wait,
direct it.
wait, thunder wave or
Oh,
lightning?
sorry, lightning. Thunder wave, lightning
Excellent.
wave. Sorry about that. And direct it towards the rafters of
Ooh,
where this swarm of rats were.
okay, okay. So it's thunder wave, and you're gonna shoot it at the rafters.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I mean, I'm interested to see where this goes. Let's see,
Okay.
let's see. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you. I'd say the rafters are about 15 feet above you, which means that it is just gonna be around where you are, though. And if we're comparing it with the map of things, that might not be useful to you. Hold on, let me take a look at it. So if we
It
start,
also It also does a thunderous boom, is
Oh,
audible within 300 feet.
okay. So you're just trying. So the actual forcing wave of it means less to you than the noise that it makes.
I kind of want both because I want to see if there's an egg within the pile, you
Oh,
know?
I see. I see.
So I'm
So
hoping
let's see.
to
Let's
knock
see.
the rafters down.
Oh, to knock the rafters down. Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
okay,
destroy the rafter
okay.
and bring that up. But I'm not sure.
So this would be, so if we're looking at both these maps here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be kind of where the thunder wave hits the rafters. Are you seeing that correctly?
I am, yeah.
Okay. And then are you satisfied with that? Is that what you're looking to do?
It's okay. I'll figure it out later as well. But yes, I will do that for
You're just
now.
gonna do it. All right. Okay. So you, what does it look like when you smack down the thunder wave?
I'm jumping, I fall, and I see um the Sturgis coming, and once I land, I kind of just like it's
Oh, you
the
punch the ground,
floor.
don't you? You Superman.
Yeah.
You superhero land, don't you?
Yes. Yep.
And
That's
when
exactly it.
when you superhero land, the floor around you almost kind of like bends and like ripples, almost kind of like with the sheer force of thunder wave around you, even affecting the rafters above. And the building is so old, you feel the building kind of start to sway, and the rafters kind of crack and splinter. Especially this rafter that's right above you, begins to crack and splinter. Oh wait, where am I looking at? I want this one. This rafter up here begins to crack and splinter, and nothing is in the vicinity for you to roll a constitution check, but the loud noise upsets the giant rat and the swarmed rats above, and they begin to kind of, you hear like kind of angry shrieks as you know they're doing that they're doing their rat thing. Is there anything else that you
I
want to do?
reckon. Um, no, I'm hoping that the loud boom may have signaled to Tattywhack that he needs to come out.
I dig it. Okay, all right.
Oh, and I'm going to,
Yes.
I want to like ping into Toll that the eggs are gonna have to wait.
Oh, no. You
I'm
pulling
being
them away?
attacked, but there's a chance that well, no, I'm gonna say, hey, bud, just so you know, there's a swarm of rats over here and they're guarding another egg.
Oh shoot.
You want to make your way over?
You feel a ping of excitement and almost jealousy from Toll as he begins to book it there. And you know, I'd almost would say that like in this situation, he's like would almost like disappear and like, are we gonna say that he can like disappear and apparate like near you?
Mm, we can.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
That'd
just
be
for
cool.
simplicity's sake, he just like suddenly just like poof appears onto your shoulder and is like arched back like an angry cat and everything, like hissing and spitting and stuff, as he's right there. Now, do you want him to be attacking with you or independently?
He could be with me.
Okay. In that case, then I want you. Oh no, he's just gonna do a 7. Perfect. Okay. So Sturge A flies down 5, 10, 15, 20. Gets to you and is going to attack with his proboscis.
What the hell?
Attack with his proboscis. Let's see here. Hey, do that thing. Attack with the proboscis. Come on. I don't know why it's not on. 1 second. For some reason, it's not attacking with the proboscis. I just have to manually roll it. Gross. 1 second. I think my whole. It's not letting me roll any dice. I'm gonna refresh real quick. Then we're gonna try this again. Here we go. Here we go. Does the 17 hit you?
Oh goodness, I think it does.
It does. Yep.
Oh no. In that case, then, with his proboscis, he is going to do 8 damage to you, and he attaches himself to you. And so the sturge flies down and lands kind of on your shoulder, and with its kind of mosquito nose, pierces it into your flesh, and you kind of feel
Ooh,
his little grippers just kind of grip onto you, and he is now on you, um, uh, drinking blood.
that's that's terrible, Ethan.
And I gotta
Yeah,
throw
that's
some interesting creatures at you. I can't just have you attacking zombies all day.
That's fair.
All right, well, he's attached to me. Does he want to do anything else?
No, he's had enough. We're good. Okay. Sturge B is going to fly down. He's also going to try to attach to you with his little proboscis. Does a 12 hit you?
No, thank goodness.
Excellent. So the Sturge B it begins to swoop down, sees that Sturge A has like successfully attached, and it kind of ruins his little entrance plan. So he kind of flaps his wings right in front of you and decides not to kind of dive in and attach, but he's still kind of right in front of your face. Marlow, it's your turn.
All right.
What do you want to do? You got a proboscis in you.
I do have a proboscis in me. I'm gonna cast mirror image.
Mirror image. Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay. I like this.
yeah. Have that going. Yeah, just out of fear. I'm like, shoot, I can't.
It's like a defense mechanism. Mirror image.
Yeah, yeah. Can't have another rat thing pierce itself into me.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to. Let's see. I guess I can. I'm gonna summon. It's gonna happen at the same time. I'm casting mirror image and my tentacle of the deep at the
Your
same time.
dragon tail comes out. Okay.
Yes. So you could see like, oh shoot, she's a
bigger
little
foe.
scared.
A bigger foe than we thought.
Yeah. And then it's going to. I don't know how it would hit, but it's gonna try to hit this thing on my arm and detach itself from me.
Okay. I like it. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Does an 18 hit?
An 18 does hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. D8s are the diamond gun? Yeah. That is 9 cold damage.
9 cold damage? Hell yeah. One second. I just gotta take a look. That, do you want to maim or kill?
Oh, I'm killing that thing. I'm gonna instead of my hand, it's gonna be the tail, when a mosquito hits you and you come and smack it. It's
We're gonna
it's
smack
pretty
against your
big.
body.
Yes, it's gonna
Okay.
smack it.
I like it. So the dragon tail kind of coils up and like smacks your arm. The proboscis, the sturge ladders and kind of. But like when you kill a mosquito who's already eaten and they kind of leave that little mark full up afterwards of the blood. You're kind of covered in a little bit of goo and blood, your own blood hopefully, all on your arm as the sturge kind of exits your neck where the proboscis was and falls on the floor all squished and dead, and it is gone. Anything else? So that I believe that was your action and bonus
My
action,
bonus
wasn't
action.
it? Anything else you want to do?
No, I'll probably start yelling. I don't know.
Uh,
Hey!
Somebody help me! Toll, what does Toll want to do?
Cole is going to launch himself from me and try to. I'm imagining they're kind of bigger, these sturges.
They. Let me see if I can get an
I guess
idea.
they're kind of. Is it about the same size as Toll?
They are
don't know
tiny
much.
monstrosities, the same size as Toll. Toll is also a tiny
Okay.
creature.
So Toll's gonna launch himself and at the sturge, trying to bite him and take him to the floor.
I like it. Okay. I'll roll to attack.
That is a different pseudo. Oh, I think it's the same thing. Yeah. The photo for the pseudo dragon just changed. Oh. Oh, that's the 2014
I
one.
was gonna say, you might be looking at the legacy version.
Yeah.
Pseudo dragon.
There it is. Okay.
I don't know how to spell pseudo dragon. Apparently,
Does a 13 hit?
13 does hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay, that was the first one. He's just gonna.
He's gonna start biting like crazy.
Does a 9 hit for the second bite attack?
A 9 does not hit.
Okay. So the first one is a 4 damage.
4 damage. Perfect. So Toll digs his teeth into the flying third, and it grounds the third. Ultimately, the third kind of screeches through his little proboscis. It lands on the floor, and Toll's kind of on top of him as he's kind of like biting and chewing like a chihuahua. And the sturge is now grounded in front of Toll. And now, as we move to the next round here, you'll see that Tattywhack kind of opens the door and peeks his head out while he's like kind of doing his little belt and everything. And he's like, what's going on? And also, we're going to have up here, bing, and bing.
Yeah, pretty cute.
Oh, wait, hold on, I meant to do... One second.
Love you. Merci. Have a good day.
As we head back to the top of the list here, this giant rat now is interested in whatever's going down on the floor, and so he's gonna go. How's the speed here? He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 on the roof. Well, on the rafters at least. This Sturge is going to try to attack Toll here with his proboscis. And does a 17 hit Toll.
It does. He's just a little guy.
Just a little tiny guy. And it does 8 damage as the proboscis pierces Toll's little body.
His little body. Okay. Oh, poor guy. All right. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, yeah, that's it for him. And he is attached to Toll.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Tattywhack, however, kind of busts out the area, kind of looks around, what is happening? And he goes 5, 10, 15, goes over here and tries to attack the Sturge here with his scimitar. And he's able to hit. And ultimately kind of slices the Sturge there and slices him into pieces, knocking him off of Toll. And so now Toll no longer has a Sturge on him. And now, the swarm of rats. They are going to 5, 10, 15. However, these pillars lead up to these outside. So if we're looking at it, these pillars right here are supporting these rafters up here. And so they are able to climb down these pillars. And so they go 5, 10, 15 because they're 15 feet off the ground, and now they're right here, which means that they're at 30 feet. And a swarm of rats begin to climb all over Tattywhack.
Oh no! Hey, what are they doing to Tattywhack?
Tattywhack, they start to crawl up him, and Tattywhack begins to freak out. Oh, they're on me, because I mean he's a goblin, and these rats are a little larger on him than they are on a regular person, and they're just crawling. They haven't actually like bit him yet, but they are beginning to kind of cover him. Yes, they can. Yes. Okay. And that is what they will do. And now it's your turn.
Man, I feel like I'm living in, like, I've experienced this before, but in
Like
another
déjà vu.
lifetime.
Like, wait,
Uh,
I feel like I should be running an inn right now. Where's my
am I?
cockatrice?
Why the hell am I a paladin? Um, I'm going to. It's just a pool of rats.
There's a whole bunch of rats scurrying all over Tattywhack. Technically, they do share the same space as Tattywhack.
Okay.
For being specific here.
I'm going to try to cast Frostbite on. I'm gonna see them swarming. I'm just gonna cast Frostbite on whatever moving particle I can see.
Anything moving.
Anything that's not Tattywhack.
Yeah. I mean, it does say that you can choose one creature. And I'd say in this situation, the creature is the swarm of rats. So they will make a Constitution saving throw. Constitution saving throw. They rolled a 14. Does that work?
The Constitution saving throw was a 14, so I think they just barely saved, right?
I mean, technically, I go in the favor of the player, and so if it matches the number, the player always wins. And so in this situation, I'm willing to let you do damage unless that's a no-go for you, and we can note it, of course.
I guess
if
that's
the number
okay for now.
Oh, okay, perfect. In that case, then how much damage do they take?
It takes 1d6, which is that's a 6.
Oh, dang!
It's-
That does. Oh, dang! You really knocked him out.
It's cold damage, and it says disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll, but
They technically don't have
not-
weapons. That's the
yeah,
issue.
they don't. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so they won't have disadvantage on their weapon attack unless they should make a swarm of rats with guns. Like that would be each one will have little tiny pistols. That'd be crazy.
That'd be
but
scary.
in this situation, they will not have guns. It does damage. So as you kind of frostbite, you see like some of the outside rats. You get kind of whitish, and their fur kind of freezes up, and they go cold and stiff and begin to fall off. Fall off of Paddywhack as they're climbing up towards his head. And you're able to dispatch a decent number of rats. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No.
Okay, perfect.
No,
Which means it's Toll's turn.
And Toll is going to try to bite the swarm of rats.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and roll a couple of attack rolls for both your bites.
Oh. Where were you at? Does a 6 hit?
A 6 does not hit the swarm of rats. And so do your next one. I always forget that he has 2. I even said that he does 2 attacks, and I forgot that he does 2 attacks.
Does a 23 hit?
A 23 does hit, so roll some damage.
That's a 3.
3? I mean, that's real hefty work when it comes to a swarm of rats. Toll hops on. Describe what Toll's doing. How is Toll rivaling this swarm of rats?
But he was kind of knocked a little bit. He's staggering up.
Yeah.
Because he got the his blood sucked out of him. And he's gonna see these rats.
Suck hardcore.
Yeah. And he's just gonna fling himself to the closest rat that has not been frozen.
I take it. Okay. And he starts to go into town, trying to knock all these rats off. Anything else Toll is looking to do?
No.
Excellent. Which means we go back at the top with the giant rat here. He is
gosh.
going to. Oh shoot! Hold on. I'll get rid of that. I want to look over here. Oh wait, I'm getting things mixed up. Okay, so this giant rat is going to crawl down the same column. Well, this column over here in the same manner that the swarm of rats did. So that's 5, 10, 15, and then that's 5, 10, 15 starts to run over, and he is beelining on the group of people right here. Paddywhack is going to try to attack this swarm that's on top of him with a so close to a critical, but it is with a 23. He begins to kind of, with a scimitar, peel off some of the swarm of rats here, and it is enough to kill the swarm of rats. And so the swarm of rats he's able to get kind of all of them off of him, and he Once they're all off, he kind of just shudders and goes, "Ugh, that's disgusting," and then and then turns to this giant rat who's making his way towards you. Marlowe, it's your turn.
Right. I'm going to see the giant rat coming, and I am going to move my dragon tail.
Oh yeah,
We all saw it coming. We knew it was
Mhm.
coming. So
Big
5,
squish.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And let me just check. Okay, and it can hit within 10 feet, 5, 10. So it's going to try and hit the giant rat.
Do it. Roll for attack. Show this giant rat who's boss.
Gonna squish it like it's a tiny rat. Ow.
Giant can't save this rat.
That's a 14.
14 hits. Now roll for damage.
Nice.
And what dice is that?
Okay.
Oh, dang,
It's my
that's
metal
good.
one.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I like it. That's cool. What damage dice do you roll for the dragon tail?
Oh, that's what you meant. Sorry, I'm just
No,
showing
I was
off.
trying to play. I was trying to play it off as something cool. I mean, I still like to see your dice.
It's a 1d8, so it's my.
I do. Okay.
object.
Are they? Do you have a full set of metal dice yet, or
No,
is it
I just
the
have the
D20?
d20s. Yep.
Dang.
We keep
One day.
looking. We go to.
One
I
day.
know we go to the stores, and I always talk myself out of them because I'm like, I don't love them that much.
Yeah. Would you ever get those dice that have moving parts in them? It's like the little,
Like there's
I've seen like ones with like
water.
the eyeballs in them, or like
Yeah.
there's like little things in them. Did you ever get
It would
like
depend.
decorative dice?
It would depend on what it's decorated with.
I do. I just know some people are against it because of the whole like they might be weighted or like it throws off their balance. We are back, and that is a attack roll for the dragon tail.
Yes, and that was. Oh crap. Oh shoot. Okay, it was an 8 plus. Let me go back.
With an 8+? Ooh, hold on.
Yeah.
Where's
House
that?
where? heavens. So sorry. Going to one screen. Let's see.
I'm trying to find the chain attack, one attack.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, maybe it isn't a plus. Oh, no, it is a plus. Okay,
It is a
8,
plus.
9,
Plus 4.
10, 11, 12. 12.
You rolled an 8?
I did roll an 8.
Oh, heck
No
yeah.
joke.
You wanna maim or kill?
Oh, I'm gonna kill that bad boy.
Heck yeah. How do you kill this thing with your big old dragon tail?
The dragon tail appears, and I'm assuming the giant rat is just gnashing of teeth, like rah, rah,
just-
rah.
Yeah.
And he goes to take one more step, and then you just hear like
Like a big old rat trap. Like bing.
yeah.
A big old squish, and the guts and the ooze kind of dissipate from underneath the dragon tail, and the giant rat's gone. He is gone, which means that you have successfully finished combat here, and we'll kind of go back into this. And Tattywhack kind of is catching his breath, and he's still kind of brushing his clothes off. Kind of still, he has like that goosebumps on it. That was disgusting. Sorry, I'm sorry I missed so much of that. Hopefully that I was able to get out in time. Was there much more than that?
There were a couple of flying rats that came about. But do I have like this huge welt on the side of
you
my
have
neck?
like a big like sore kind of where it is. You kind of looks and go, ooh, that looks pretty bad. Maybe Snick can take care of that for you.
Yeah. And I'm gonna before we go down, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna cast jump
Okay.
and jump up on the rafters.
Perfect. Were you looking to jump?
Alright, I'm here. So trying to line these up. I think I would land like here. Oh no, it's the floor. Come
But
on.
you do it on the yeah.
Okay. And I want to check out these.
Those
Over
barrels
here.
they were next to. Okay. I dig it. Roll an investigation check.
Okay. It's an 8.
8. You find a couple of half-eaten loaves of bread, and lots of breadcrumbs, and an old golden mirror.
Oh. I'm gonna look at myself in the mirror.
Oh, nice.
Do I see myself?
Yes, you do see yourself.
Okay.
You do see yourself, and I mean this is you after fighting off the Barracuda gang, also fighting off a whole bunch of freaking rats and things with a big old welt. You are dirty, you are grungy, and it shows that perfectly.
I've seen worse. I'm gonna take it. I'm like, Toll's gonna like that. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna leave the bread. I'm not messing with the Black Plague today.
Not today.
I'm gonna check these barrels.
Okay. In those barrels, you find a potion of healing.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna oh no, I don't need to chug it. I'm gonna pocket it.
Find in the barrel, just uncork it, and just start down in the thing.
And then I'm gonna go back to where the giant rat came, where I originally saw him,
Mhm.
and check to see if I can find anything over there.
Those barrels are now empty. It looks like they
Okay.
had like some things in them, but there's nothing now.
Okay. I'm gonna call down the Tattywhack and be like, I don't think there's a golden egg up here. Oh my
And-
heck. This is like Easter.
What do
is
you
an-
mean?
This is an egg hunt.
What do you mean?
Are you kidding me? I'm just putting that together.
What do you mean by that? It's just you're looking for some dragon egg.
Oh my heck.
Yeah, I mean, it's now a good time to tell you that there's still technically two chests that you haven't checked out.
Yeah, I'm checking.
So Tattywhack begins to walk down to the basement after hearing you, and there is that chest right in front of you, as well as the chest next to the stairwell. This chest, as you approach it, is locked.
Okay. I'm gonna try to smash it with my frostbite hands.
I like it. Do a strength check. I don't know, what's the point of me putting locks in, like making sure you have like lock picks and thieves tools when you can just freeze the locks and snap them?
Yeah, it probably would be better for me to picklock it. I think are warlocks good at that? Who knows? Oh no, it's the thing. No, it's not.
Oh.
Oh, that was a 3.
A 3. You begin to freeze the lock, and you kind of like yank on the lock after you see it kind of get all like frosty and all sub-zero. But the lock seems a little more sturdy, and it doesn't really yank anywhere.
Okay. Toll, come up here. And
Zoom.
can I have him use his tail to lock pick it?
Hell
Try
yeah.
to like.
Hell yeah. But Toll will need to roll a dexterity check.
All right.
Is he dexterous?
I guess we'll
Considered
see.
a dexterous man?
That is a natural 20, so I think we do.
Heck yeah. He sticks his little tail in, and finally his tail is good for something. It's been trying to sting this entire time. And his tail kind of goes in. You see him kind of like focus on his tail, like where it is, and all of a sudden you see the lock kind of spring open, fall off the chest, and the chest is now ready to be opened.
Good job, bud. And then open the chest.
Inside the chest is the 4th golden egg.
And I'm gonna take the egg.
Perfect. All right, and so that means you have all 4 eggs now.
Okay, I'm gonna jump down. All right, I'm here, so I would jump like here.
Nice, nice.
Bull is naturally gonna follow.
Of course. And then we're gonna make it down to the
And-
basement.
Yeah, we're gonna make it down.
Perfect. All right.
Do-do-do. Hey guys, I think we should like make this like a thing. I think
Oh no.
I think a lot of people might like finding eggs.
Pygon's like, this is a rabbit that's been jumping around here. I wonder if we can incorporate that. No. But Kygon sees that you have the 4th egg, especially after Tattywhack comes in and goes, she can't find the egg. And then Kygon's like, oh, we can't find the egg. And you hop in, we found the egg. And Tattywhack's like, what the hell? Then again, with his bad luck on trying to find these eggs, Kygon's like, oh, bring the egg over. I guess it's time that we see what this is all about.
All right, and I'm gonna place the final egg.
The final egg.
Hope for some chocolate.
It glows, and you see 4 words: dragon, fermentation, pan, and killer.
Yeah, killer. Hey, well, I'm gonna tell them that.
And the goblins don't react positively to it, and they kind of, you have now attracted the attention of every single goblin here, with the wall here. Now I do have a little cheat sheet here, where I know you wrote it down, but if you're taking a look at the stream, I have my crude little Google Draw diagram here of the 4 holes and the 4 eggs that you have found. Now, at this point, you have all 4 eggs. These are the eggs that you are listing. You have here. Now, the order is not necessarily the order that you have them in, and each egg has 4 options. How would you like to try solving this puzzle? Do you have any guesses so far?
No. All right, so let's see. Dragon
And if you
fermentation
and
pan,
Pygon is
killer.
also looking at this this puzzle, and you can bounce ideas off of him. AKA, you can get hints.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do. They all look the same.
All 4 eggs are identical.
Identical. Okay. I'm gonna. Dragon. Please. Oh man.
At the
I'm
beginning,
gonna
you wouldn't find it out. At the beginning, I think that you'd I could pull an Easter episode on you, and you wouldn't even know it.
You were close. You were very close. I'm going to. I'm gonna put. I'm just gonna put one of them in. I'm gonna put the running. No, let's do the chrome one in the first slot.
Rome in the first slot.
And oh. And when I turn it, they all kind of look the same. Like when the lights, it glows a little bit. There's not one that's like a bigger light.
It just glows a little bit brighter than the other three.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Alright.
So if you're looking for an indication that this is the correct placement, you do not see anything.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, let's take the chrome one. Oh wait, yeah, let's do that. And then I'm gonna want to put the dragon one up there. So maybe chrome dragon.
Interesting.
Okay, chrome dragon. I'm gonna put. The running beasts.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna place that on. I'm gonna turn it so it says brings.
Brings.
And then I'm gonna take the falling one and put it into ruin. So that lasts, I don't know.
Spelling what?
Chrome dragon brings ruin.
And once all of these eggs are in position, the words begin to burn a little brighter. And similar to how the door that you had pushed against melts away and allows you entrance, the wall that these items are on begins to melt away to reveal a fourth mural. And as this happens, all of the goblins kind of step back a little bit, and they kind of look at it with wide eyes. And I'm just gonna move.
Was that legit it?
That was legit.
That was it?
You got it way faster than I thought you would. Dang it.
Wow.
But as the wall kind of melts away, it reveals a fourth mural. And of course, although the goblins kind of freaking out, Kaigon especially begins to kind of grab his notebook and starts like scribbling everything. This is an image of a red dragon breathing fire from his mouth as he angrily sweeps the horizon. His foot is stomped firmly in a blue egg, and his eyes are searching for more eggs. Each dragon is from different colors is kind of pressed against his chest, holding him back from their eggs that are behind them. So that all the other eggs are there. But except for one dragon, a blue dragon that is weeping near. Damn! Google just heard all that whole entire mural, started saying that sounds like quite a dramatic scene. Like, okay, Google, that's enough of that. But there is one. The blue dragon is weeping near the cracked egg.
Is there any writing?
There is no writing.
All right.
Actually, no,
Well-
there is writing. There is writing.
Oh.
I've said there is writing. At the very top, it is inscribed in Draconic, "The Night of Crimson Rage."
All right, I'm gonna tell Kaigon. I was like that. It on top it says the Night of Crimson Rage, and yeah, it seems like whoever this dragon is having a little tantrum. Maybe the blue dragons. Maybe there's a prophecy. I'm just spitballing here. Maybe there's
Yeah. And Kaigon's
Maybe
kind of
there's
nodding and listening to you.
maybe there's like a prophecy of like where like the blue dragons will rise up and like take down this ruler. Who knows? But definitely
Hey.
seems to be a little prejudice against the blue dragons.
And he nods and goes, I've actually heard of this. I didn't realize that there was a mural about it. But I mean, whispers amongst the metallic dragons speak of a night like this. I mean, the Crimson King has done his due diligence of removing these books from the libraries that spoke of this night. He had many infiltrators break into libraries and remove these books, or at least censor the dragon books that would remove this night. This There was a night that shortly after Threshnox had taken the throne, he out of seemingly nowhere acted and worked to destroy the bloodline and the genealogy of other dragons nearby. It was unclear his motives. He was able to get to one before the rest of the dragons talked sense into him, and kind of retold their loyalty to him. But it did not stop the Crimson King from destroying the Blue Dragon's bloodline. That also begins to make sense on why stories tell of an attempted coup from the Blue Dragon, who attempted to assassinate the Crimson King. Most people thought it was a political movement, but perhaps this mural points to a more emotional reason. It's unclear, but this definitely is monumental, especially if we can return this to the books in the correct telling. Hopefully, when Provolon returns, he can add more clarity to this, but it seems obvious why he'd keep this secret. It sounds like this fact is not one that the Crimson King would like out.
I guess you can say Threshnox was the original book banner. Or
And Kaigon kind of nods and goes, "Yeah, I know a few of his members were captured during these libraries, but who knows how many more of his loyal followers are existing in these libraries to this day."
brings much to think about. All right. Well, I'm so glad I could help you guys figure this out. Maybe we'll cross paths. But like I said, I got places to be. And thank you so much for letting me help. And I'm gonna
You're like, "Peace."
I'm
See you later.
yeah. Oh, actually, before I leave, I'm like, who was it? I'm like, so as you guys could probably see, I was beaten up pretty badly.
And Nick,
Um,
it's Nick, the one dressed in clerical clothes. But, yeah, let me come over here. And he casts, what is it, lay on hands? No, that's a paladin thing. He has, what is it, healing hand. And he heals you to the full health. I'm not gonna go into the
sweet.
details of the spell, but he just heals you to full health.
Do you think you can heal my little dragon friend here?
And he kind of looked and goes, "I've never healed a dragon before, but I guess I can try." And he cast a spell, and Tola is also healed up.
Nice. He's not looking as woozy.
Nope,
Okay.
not at all. And Kaigon kind of profusely thanks you. He goes, "Your service here has been indelible. I cannot believe the steps towards returning some truth to the books here. And I really hope this. I mean, if I am to reveal a more selfish desire, I really hope this gets me some good credit with Tovalone, not Toblerone. What's his name? Trovalon. And maybe perhaps I could earn a presence with him, and hopefully that I can speak to him further and kind of just get more knowledge for myself. But I really appreciate your help, and who knows, maybe Cheynook actually sent a godly presence here, and you really helped us out. But I wish you safe travels on your trip to Cairo.
Yeah. And if I could give you guys one last little tip or advice, don't go to Cyanidel. Just don't go that way, okay? It's not a pleasant sight at the moment, so keep your distance.
And they all kind of nod, and they're like, "Okay, well, we'll still clear the Cyanidel."
Okay. All right. Well, it was good meeting you guys. Safe travels to wherever you may lead, and fate willing, we meet again.
And you leave?
Yeah, I'm headed back up, and I assume this was a door.
Yeah, no, there's a door at the end there. You're able to leave the abandoned building, and you open the door to see a vast kind of rolling hills landscape. In the far distance, you see a magnificent city, the capital of Tyre. Still maybe a day or two away, and travel. Probably one more day of travel before you reach the gates of Tyre, and that is where we're going to end today's session.
Oh man. What if I didn't? Oh, well, I'll talk about it later.
What if I didn't? Okay. Yeah. So ultimately, thank you to anyone who's been watching, anyone who is listening to the audio-only version or watching on YouTube. We really appreciate you tuning in. Like I mentioned before, you can definitely check us out at the respective channels, like our YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, even our podcast that can be available on Spotify. I'm trying to pull up my scripts real quick. I don't think I have anything. Thank you so much for showing up, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Guys, may your battery life be long and your rolls be high.
Hell yeah. That's what it's all about. See you later.